Hi students, welcome you all to the session. Today we will discuss the topic e-waste. Let's start today's class. E-waste, hazards and management. E-waste, that is also known as electronic waste, e-waste, e-scrap or waste electrical and electronic equipment, describes discarded electrical or electronic devices. It broadly covers waste from all electronic and electrical appliances and comprises of items such as computers, mobile phones, digital music recorders or players, refrigerators, washing machines, televisions and many other household consumer items. These all items are included in this e-waste. Okay. Then e-waste hazards. Mostly all electronic waste comprises of toxic chemicals such as lead, beryllium, mercury, etc. Improper disposing of gadgets and devices increases the amount of these toxic chemicals, thus contaminated the soil, causing air and water pollution. The contaminated water, which is highly polluted, it thus making it harmful for drinking purposes. Improper e-waste recycling, such as by open burning and acid baths, creates hazardous and toxic compounds like dioxins, furans and acids. Damage to the immune system, skin diseases and skin problems, multi-ailments, that means multi-illness. These all are included in e-waste hazards. Okay. Then e-waste hazards on environment, acidification of soil, air pollution, pollution of groundwater, landfills with lead and heavy metals. Okay. Then on human health, lung cancer, DNA damage, chronic damage to the brain, damage to heart, liver and spleen. Till now we have learned what is e-waste, what are the hazards on the e-waste, everything we identified. But how and what is the solution for that? That can be done only through the management of e-waste. Next one, e-waste management. How can we manage the e-waste? E-waste management requires proper recycling and recovery of the disposed material. The recycling and recovery process includes the following steps. First one, dismantling. Removal of parts containing valuable items such as copper, silver, gold, steel and removal of parts containing dangerous substance like mercury, lead, beryllium, etc. That is the first step. Second one, separation of metal and plastic. Third step, refurbishment and reuse. It means used electrical and electronic items that can be easily remodeled to make it to reuse. Then fourth step, recovery of valuable materials. Fifth step, disposal of dangerous materials like mercury, lead, beryllium, etc. and disposed of in underground landfill sites. Okay. Before discarding your laptop, desktop or smartphone, that is the e-waste, make sure to permanently delete all data and information from its storage. Otherwise, this information may get stolen and may pose bigger threat through its misuse. Okay. So, be aware about this. Discarding your laptop, desktop or smartphone. Okay. Then Awareness about health concerns related to the use of technology. Excessive use of technology such as smartphones, computers, online gaming, social media, etc. leads to many health-related problems. Today, computer technologies provide people with many benefits. Educational activities can be designed. Online shopping is available. It is possible to get in touch with people overseas and to chat with them. It is even possible to do one's job at home without going to his or her office. If these technologies, which dominate our lives more each passing day, are not used carefully. Okay, awareness about health concerns related to the use of technology. We have to use carefully this technology. Otherwise, it will lead to many health-related problems. Then it is inevitable for people to end up with certain illnesses like neck strain, vision problem, sense of isolation, sleeping disorder, stress, loss of attention, problem in social relationship of individuals, computer anxiety, internet addiction, etc. These are the illnesses. Okay. Then psychological problems also raised. Fear of technology, computer anxiety, internet addiction. This internet addiction includes ego surfing, pornography, blog streaking, YouTube narcissism, Google stalking, photo lurking, Wikipediaholism. These all are included in internet addiction. What is this ego surfing? An illness of regularly searching for one's own name on the web and checking what information is available about one's on the net. That is ego surfing. Second one, pornography. The word derived from pornography and information describes the state of trying to quiet hunger for information on the net. That is pornography. Third one, blog streaking. A desire to spread information online that shouldn't be known by everybody. Then fourth one, YouTube narcissism. Constantly uploading one's own videos in order to introduce and make himself or herself known to others. Next one, Google stalking. Trying to get information about all his or her relatives or acquaintances in the web. Next one, photo lurking. Looking at the photo albums of others on the net. The next one, Wikipediaholism. Contributing to the internet, encyclopedia, Wikipedia, sending someone's own writings and revising the present texts. These all psychological problems will also raise while using this technology. So, carefully use these all technologies. Okay, that is very important. In order to avoid these problems, one should learn how to use these technologies without experiencing any problem rather than avoiding using them. We can use that one, but we have to learn how to use these all technologies. Okay. Some of the users of computer technologies are not even aware of their health related problems that they have. Some of those who are aware of their illnesses see a doctor for various reasons. Users of computer technologies should immediately take education on the healthy use of these technologies. If the necessary precautions are not taken about this issue, individuals may have serious health problems and the institutions may face a serious decrease in workforce as well as financial losses. Okay. Next one, data protection. Data protection refers to the practices, safeguards and binding rules put in place to protect your personal information and ensure that you remain in control of it. We have to protect our data by using different methods. In short, you should be able to decide whether you want to share some information or not, who has access to it, for how long, for what reason, and who be able to modify some of this information. These all things we can decide. Okay. Personal data is any information relating to you, whether it relates to your private, professional or public life. In the online environment where vast amounts of personal data are shared and transferred around the globe instantaneously, it is increasingly difficult for people to maintain control of their personal information. This is where data protection comes in. We have to protect our data. All the informations are shared and transferred around the globe instantaneously. So we have to protect. That is why here the data protection. Consequences of unprotected data or data breaches. Suffer from security breach or attack, physical data loss, hit with a virus, targeted by hackers, suffer from DDoS, distributed denial of service, loss of money, intellectual property at risk, damaged on time. These are the consequences of unprotected data. Okay. Then how we can protect our personal data online? Through encrypt our data. Keep passwords private. Don't overshare on social networking sites. Use security softwares. Avoid phishing emails. Be wise about Wi-Fi. Be alert to impersonators. Safely dispose of personal information. In this way, we can protect our personal data online. Okay? Clear? Okay, children. I hope it's clear to you. These all are very important points. The notes of the topic is attached. Take down the notes and learn it. A test paper is also included. Submit your answers as soon as possible. That's all for today. We will meet in the next class. Till then, take care. Thank you.